On the 8th of October, I announced that DJI was launching two new versions, an app update for the Android devices and an app update for iOS. This was app version 1.4.12. Now, I have actually extensively tested this on Android. However, for whatever reason, despite the fact that DJI told me that this app update was going to be for iOS as well, it actually never came. Well, that's up until today. Today, DJI have actually launched it on the App Store, and as I've already mentioned, this is version 1.4.12. However, there might be a couple of little issues, and you might want to hold off installing. So yeah, let's get into it and I'll explain all. Now, for those of you that are familiar with my channel, you guys know that I fly with an Android device. I generally have never covered iOS devices or iOS updates at all. However, given the fact that there is a few issues with the DJI Fly app relating to the DJI Mini 2, first of all, there was a problem with the compass that got fixed in a later update. However, there were still a couple of issues. One of the issues was the LED light not working, not being functional. The other issue was an issue with the battery indicator not really showing correctly. There was yet another issue where if you switched your or adjusted your advanced gimbal settings for your aircraft rotation speed and smoothness, it wouldn't actually reset the video and photos not cache into your device. Now, as I've already mentioned, many of you know that I am an avid Android user. However, because of all these little niggly issues with the Android device and Android version of this app, I thought it might be quite interesting to go out and actually use my very first flight with an iOS device and just see how I get on and just see if any of those inherent issues with the Android version would actually be carried over to the iOS version. I thought this was possibly unlikely, however I wanted to go out and test it for myself and just to report back to you guys, because of course if these issues do actually carry over from the Android version, you might not want to actually update this app. So what I've done is I've gone out and taken the DJI Mini 2, which is the one that had the most amount of issues, and I've done a little test flight. So yeah, let's run that now. So let's take a look at the actual version then just to confirm, and you can see it is 1.4.12 build 535. Now if I take a little look through the actual menus and options, and of course you can take advantage of the new live streaming feature, I can see nothing particularly new. One of you viewers did point out on the Android version that the aeroscope section has actually gone, and I can confirm that is actually the case and something I did miss on my other videos. So let's quickly test the LED light then and just see what happens. Now if I click that, you can see it is already set as disabled. That's absolutely fine because I've never used this app before. However, if I actually try to change it to any of the other options, for some reason, it is absolutely unresponsive. It will not select any other option. So it seems that DJI have actually fully disabled this feature. So let's click ahead to the advanced gimbal settings then and just see if that problem is actually remaining or if that's carried over. So as we go down, we can see, let's just adjust this and let's hit the reset button and nothing is happening. Now just to check to make sure that with that reset button is actually working, I'm just going to quickly adjust the gimbal pitch, speed and smoothness, and you can see when I hit that reset button, they do adjust and go back to factory settings absolutely fine. So let's quickly just run this on then and let's take a quick flight out just to check everything, and let's head up. And now, so far, as I've just looked at the bottom corner, you can see the compass does seem to be absolutely fine and accurate, so absolutely no issues with there. Okay, so let's take a little flight out then, and my signal seems to be absolutely okay, despite in a pretty sort of urban area. This seems fine. Let's continue the flight later on then, and I can confirm that everything does seem to be working absolutely fine. And one thing to comment, this is my own little personal experience on this flight, is I do get quite a lot of lag on my Android devices, whereas this seems to be quite smooth, the video feedback. So maybe we have to consider what devices people are using. I mean, I've got a very up-to-date phone with absolutely huge amounts of processing power and huge amounts of RAM. However, my feed doesn't seem as smooth as what it is now I'm flying with this iPhone. So one thing to actually take into account there might be some differences depending. Many people have actually told me in the past that iOS devices are built more with the Fly app in mind, or DJI build their apps around iOS devices, and I can see that this does seem to be a bit of a smoother experience. So flying, everything seems absolutely fine then. So I'll quickly land the drone and then I will wrap up this video back in the studio. So there we have it. Obviously, test flight completed, my first flight with an iOS device, and sadly I have to report that those issues I previously mentioned and those Android users have found with this version of the app do actually seem to remain and cross over to the iOS version. That really isn't that good, if I'm honest with you, and obviously all I do on this channel, as you're fully aware by now, is give you the straight up details and let you decide whether you want to update or not. Personally, given the fact that the LED light doesn't work and there is an issue with the resetting of the advanced gimbal settings, etc, etc, yeah, and the possible battery indicator as well, I would personally not, but it's all your choice. If you found value in this video, please do give it a thumbs up. It really does help and it is appreciated. Please do consider subscribing, and once again, thank you very much for watching. See you again soon.